everybody, it's Vanessa and Minion Falcor, the Goblin King II. We are normally found at McMath Library, but today we're going to hang out in my backyard. So I want to tell you about some of the different kinds of bugs that I raise for my reptiles. So in front of us we have hornworms, and I also raise silkworms and mealworms, and I'll tell you about those guys another time. So these guys start out as eggs, and after about 3 to 5 days after their leg, they're going to turn into larvae, these little worms. So they're called hornworms because they have this protrusion at the end of them that sticks up like a little horn. These guys are some really voracious eaters, which means they eat all the time. So you got to have lots of food for them. And when we're raising them at home for reptiles, we don't feed them things that they would eat in the wild, like tobacco or tomato plants. At home, we give them, it's called mulberry chow. And it's basically just crushed up mulberry with lots of delicious vitamins in it. And you add water to it and heat it up, and it makes a nice paste for the worms to eat. So I'll tell you a little bit about the setup that I keep my worms in. I like to order these cups that have good mesh breathing holes, and then little things for the worms to crawl on. You put the food at the end of the cup, the bottom of the cup, and then you turn it upside down like that so that the worms can still breathe and still get oxygen. As they eat, the food falls down and their poop falls down to the bottom, so you can just open up the lid, shake out the dirty, and then flip them back over and keep going. The larvae are going to molt about 5 times before they're ready to turn into the pupa phase. And it'll take them about 2 to 3 weeks before they're ready to get to the pupa stage. And at that point, you can give them some potting soil or like leaf debris so that they can bury into it, and then they will turn into their pupa. And it takes 7 days, and they need total darkness. So you want to be set up for that if you want to raise them. When the guys are ready to hatch, you're going to want to move them into an appropriate habitat like a butterfly cage or butterfly container, so that they can spread their wings. You're going to give them some things that they can lay on, like branches. So after your butterflies, your moths have hatched, then you're ready to start the cycle all over again with eggs. Some things that you want to keep in mind are you never want to let your worms go outside or your moths, and they'll destroy your crops. So don't let them go. But if you want, you can eat hornworms. You have to go through a special cleaning process, so don't go outside and just gather up some hornworms and stir fry them. But there are all kinds of bug recipes online, like fried green hornworms, and there's even some bug cookbooks out there. So I don't have any pupa or moths to show you right now, but hopefully next week we'll start moving along and I'll be able to share some different life stages of the worms with you guys. Thanks.